there, it's Jonathan Bocher from PlayGuitar.com. Today I thought I would bring you a little strumming and drumming combo. As it happens, I've been playing a bit more acoustic guitar lately, and I've been starting to experiment with a few other rhythm techniques, like adding in some of this kind of stuff into my playing. And so I thought I'd kind of do a little lesson to show you how you can incrementally add stuff like that into your playing, because when you first try it, if you're trying to do all kinds of different stuff, it can feel really complicated, right? But if you actually just strip it down and add one thing at a time, then you might be surprised at how quickly you can actually incorporate something like this into your playing. So let's dive in. We're going to look at a very simple chord progression. We're going to go G, G major, except we're going to modify it just a little bit. And I'm not going to get into all these chord names or anything. I'm just going to kind of walk you through the fingering, okay? So instead of using our index finger on the fifth string there, we're going to take that off, and we're just going to kind of hook the fifth string with the fleshy part of the second finger there, which is also fretting the sixth string, okay? So that means I'm not actually playing the fifth string, okay? So here, even though I'm strumming both strings, all you're hearing is the one string, okay? So that gives us kind of a bit of a different sounding chord, which is really cool. And then we're going to add in this hammer on now that our first finger is freed up. And this note is on the second fret, third string, okay? It's an A. So that's the first thing to get down, is to strum and then hammer on, okay? So you want to be able to strum. We're not going to come back and pick that note. We're not going to re-strum or anything like that. It's one single strum and then the hammer on, okay? So make sure you can get that down. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So on the 3, we strum, and then on the and of the 3, we hammer on that note, okay? And then we hold that same chord position through the fourth beat, okay? Now we're going to do the exact same thing, except we're going to move to the C. Whoops, sorry. Again, we hammer on in the same position. Same rhythm, everything's the same. I'm not going to go through it all each time, okay? And so we'll do that a couple times, loop that, and then we're going to go to an E minor, 7. Now, you can play this different ways. Just so happens that I like to grab both of those fourth and fifth strings for the E minor with my first finger, okay? That happens to free up my second finger so that I can do this, right? Which gives me a bit more movement. I like having that little sense of movement in each of the chords, right? That's movement, that's movement, that's movement. So we're going to do that, and then on the E minor, okay, we're going to come down. So that basically we'll start off at the E minor 7, a normal E minor on the bottom, and then the G is open, and then on the 3rd fret, first and second strings are fretted. Now you can play this different ways too. Like if you can't make your fingers do exactly what I'm doing, that's fine. Just come up with something. You could even keep it simpler and go. I'm not used to playing that, but you could hammer on. Whatever it is, find a way to add a little bit of movement on that E minor, okay? Then we're going to go to a D. It's probably the easiest little movement there. Okay, we're just going to lift off our second finger and play the open E there, okay? That's the chords that we're working with. Now, let's start talking about the drum part, right? Now, This is kind of really intended for an acoustic guitar, which actually, I don't know how well this is going to come through because I'm going through my pickup system here. But if you kind of tap around all over the body of your guitar, you'll notice that there's a lot of different tones depending on where you tap, right? Every guitar is going to be different that way. For the purposes of this kind of strum, I just want a good, thick, heavy, thump. And for me, that's right here, just kind of in the center of this big zone, right? You can experiment with different ways to tap it. You'll notice you get quite a few different sounds depending on, even the angle of your fingers and how they're kind of contacting your guitar. That one you can play with on your own, okay? Figure that out. So, let's start here, okay? We're just gonna strum on the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in between those, on the 8th note, on the and, we're going to start adding in a tap. Now if you got to do that slower to start with, that's fine. These are all down strums, okay? Now, when I go to the C, my second finger is actually doing triple duty here, and it's fretting the C on the 5th string, but it's also muting out the 6th string and the 4th string, okay? So that's something you got to practice. That's the basic layer 1, okay? Work on that until you can get that down at least at a decent speed. If you got to start it really slow, that's totally fine. Slowly work yourself up until you're kind of at about this speed. Okay? Now, let's add in the hammer-on. Okay, I'm not going to go through the whole progression right now, just working with the C, or the G and the C. Okay, that's level 2. Okay, now we're going to add in an up strum. And this kind of really, it adds an extra level of interestingness, if that's a word. And we're going to add it in just before that hammer on, okay? 1, tap, 2. Okay, I'll slow that right down. Okay, that's pretty much it. We could kind of, just keep on incrementally adding more things, but my guess is that's probably a good chunk for you to work on right now. So let's just do it one more time. We'll throw in the E minor and the D, and you can go have fun with your guitar for the rest of the day. All right, let's give it a shot. enjoyed that lesson, and if you'd like to see more of this kind of teaching, hit the like and the subscribe button down below there if you're watching on YouTube. You can check out all my other lessons at PlayGuitar.com. You have yourself a fantastic day. We'll see you again next time.